Nikki, I mean, sigh. I even have a Mrs. Nikki Sixx t-shirt, which I will send you a picture of if I can find it.
Okay.
And a necklace that says Nikki Sixx, and I've got something on my wall here from Mötley Crüe that I'll show you. But Mötley Crüe, girls, girls, girls. This is the album where I first really got into Mötley Crüe. This was Mötley Crüe's fourth album, so they'd been doing this for a while by the time I got locked in. Girls, Girls, Girls was released in May of 1987, just finishing up my 7th grade year. The album reached #2 on the Billboard 200 and sort of set the stage for Dr. Feelgood, which released 2 years later and did ultimately end up at #1. But I had not seen the band live yet by the time Girls, Girls, Girls came out. It wasn't until the Dr. Feelgood tour that I saw Mötley Crüe in person. However, for me, this is the quintessential Crüe album because it's the one that solidified my love for this band. I've been a Nikki Sixx fan since the beginning. I really wasn't into any of the other band members. But Nikki, I mean, sigh. I even have a Mrs. Nikki Sixx t-shirt, which I will send you a picture of if I can find it.
Okay.
And a necklace that says Nikki Sixx, and I've got something on my wall here from Mötley Crüe that I'll show you. But I've met the band twice, and I've met Tommy Lee 3 times. Which is a whole different story. First, I met Tommy in Sioux Falls with Tina, and that was an I Love Lucy episode. I mean, that was like a crazy, crazy, crazy night that I'll go into some other time. But then I met the whole band once when I booked Mötley at the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City in 2014, and then again in 2022 in LA at SoFi Stadium on their first round of stadium tours. Nikki is always so kind and so nice, and I follow everything that Nikki does on social media. And I just absolutely love this band. If you had to tell me to pick my #1 favorite band from this era, I would have to go with Mötley Crüe because they're so near and dear to my heart. But I love Girls, Girls, Girls. I think it's a phenomenal album. It had Wild Side, of course, the title track, All in the Name of, You're All I Need. It was a packed album full of hits. The videos were phenomenal. And I think this is the one that was closest to me, but really also kind of set Mötley Crüe up for the future.
Wild Side is amazing. Maybe their best single. I mean, hard to say, but that is a killer single. And it's hard to not like that song. I mean, really. Yeah. I mean, I was 16 when that came out. So I was prime for Mötley Crüe. I think it has some great songs, but I don't like it as much as the earlier stuff. But still, re-listening to it this time, getting ready for the video, I did sort of like it a little bit more than I had kind of remembered. Like, I don't like the live Jailhouse Rock at the end. That sounds like that seems like a throwaway, but the rest of it is really good.
I was fascinated with Nikki just because he was the hottest of all of them, in my personal opinion. And so, this is back in the day when there was no internet. And so you're like trying to consume as much media as you can get your hands on, but it's like magazine articles and friends telling you stories or liner notes inside the albums. And so you didn't have the internet. You didn't know everything about what was going on with these guys. These albums, I chose them not necessarily because they're the best works from Mötley Crüe, but because it's my first exposure to the band and the ones I just feel fondest about. But it's also a great album. They have a lot of great songs, and it had pretty positive critical acclaim at the time when it came out. So,
and still has 2 of their most all-time biggest songs, Girls, 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 and Wild Side,
right,
which are their 2 best-known songs. Okay, great record. Right in this pack of Mötley Crüe peak records where you had Shout at the Devil, you had Theater of Pain, you had Girls, 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 you got Dr. Feelgood, and then the wheels fell off.